We're back in South Florida, where we've just caught an invasive Burmese python, a snake that's part of an incredible invasive species research program coordinated by Dr. Melissa Miller at the University of Florida.
Okay, Brendan, right here, this work?
This works.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Good, nice to see you.
Good, guys. This is Chris Smith. He's a veterinarian at the Wallaby Veterinary Hospital. They treat all sorts of patients here, but they're a big part of this mission to save the Everglades from these invasive species.
Today, Dr. Smith will be updating this python's tracking implants.
Okay.
First, he needs a rough estimate of the python's weight so he knows how much initial sedative to administer.
29.2 kilos.
And then we'll need to get control of this huge snake.
So we can hear hissing in there. And she is not happy.
No, she's not.
Pythons, they're not venomous, but they are powerful. They could be dangerous. And as I have learned, they can bite through bags sometimes.
There you can. There's her head right there.
Right there.
Yeah, if you can get a grip on it, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
You got a good grip on it?
I got a good grip on it.
All right.
Ah,
Just
big
work her out of the
snake.
bag.
It's a big, big snake.
Get the injection in the front half of the animal.
Yep. All right, so that's both a combination of sedative, of anesthesia, and of a little pain management.
Pain medicine, yep.
The python goes back into the bag
1, 2, 3.
and then into a sealed chamber where for over an hour she receives anesthesia and oxygen.
She should behave a little bit better than she did last time. And just make sure you're supporting her weight and that she doesn't flop down.
What's really neat is we can get the perspective of how awesome she is, how big she is. This, fortunately or unfortunately, is a very healthy snake, which means it's been eating a lot of,
Native animals.
yeah. Why is this long-term study so important, Brandon?
The hope is at the end of this long-term study is we can look at all the data that we've collected and get a better idea of how these snakes are using the environment. And then we can transition that into management of this invasive species to reduce some of those effects on our native species.
Snakes aren't the bad guy. They're just being pythons. They're just surviving in a brand new world of opportunity.
Yeah, I got into this work because I love reptiles, I love snakes, and they deserve our respect too.
Dr. Smith places a heart monitor on the snake and prepares to insert a breathing tube.
So this is cool to look inside the mouth of a python, which you rarely get to see. You can see the row of teeth.
They're also all pointed backwards so that if she grabs something, it's hard for it to pull out and remove. This is going into her trachea. So she can breathe.
feel it.
And then it's go time for surgery.
So we've got the old accelerometer here. So with snake skin, unlike mammal skin, you don't want to just make long incision and cut through the scales. It takes them a longer time to heal that way. So I'm actually going in a zigzag pattern.
Around the scales.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Dr. Smith removes the old accelerometer and prepares a new one to put in its place.
You can tell the difference between a new sterile one and one that's been in the animal for 6 months.
Wow. And this is made specifically for snakes.
It is.
What I'm doing is I'm anchoring the suture around a rib.
Oh, wow. It anchors in place. That's pretty cool.
So this is the GPS unit, but this is the antenna. And the antenna needs access to the sky to pick up to the satellites. So this will be hanging out.
Wow. Because the GPS transmitter is usually on the outside, is external. It can get rubbed off on a rock or the environment. This way, the unit is implanted, but the antenna is on the outside.
If we can get this orientation, but based off of your conversations with the engineers, this looks like it'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
As close to midline as possible.
Yeah.
Dr. Smith implants the GPS transmitter, and then the incision is closed.
That looks
That's
awesome.
cool. That looks great.
That looks awesome. Placement is amazing. Doesn't get much better than that. And now I'm just excited to see how it works.
We're gonna wake her up, and back to the Everglades she goes.